في أكبر الكتب.
Congratulations, you have found the Lambcast, the official podcast of the large association of movie blogs, also known as the Lamb. The Lamb is the largest collective of online movie blogs and podcasts with 2,000 members and counting. Every week on the Lambcast, various members of the Lamb community get together to talk about our favorite subject, movies. So bookmark the Lamb and follow us on social media. Be sure to join us each week to hear a lively discussion of films and movie-related talk from our members. Join the flock at largeassmovieblogs.com.
Welcome to Jurassic World. This is Lambcast 776, and I'm your host, Richard Kirkham from KMAD, Kirkham, a movie a day. If anybody else is counting, this is number 7 in the Jurassic franchise, or number 4 if you want to limit yourself strictly to the Jurassic World series of films. Whichever way you look at it, today's film is basically people versus dinosaurs, which is pretty much what you want when you're going to see a film like this. We have some longtime Jurassic Park fans returning to the show for this week's discussion, including the chief cheerleader and former host of the Lambcast, Jay Cluitt of Life vs. Film. Hey, Jay.
Hello, dinosaurs.
Next, it seems the only way sometimes that I can get her on the show is to make sure that we're covering a horror film. That seems to bring her out on a fairly regular basis. Lisa Leaheey from the Rabbit Hole Podcasts.
This is accurate. Also, if you go with new releases, I'll tend to be here more reliably.
And Nicole Ayers from Mad Lab Post just seems to get addicted to our show, and she's willing to join us regardless of what we're talking about. Having recently championed a film to Movie of the Month status and joining us for a third week in a row, she now has a valid claim as a resident of the Lambcast. Welcome, Nicole.
Thank you, Jay. Happy to be here to chat about some genetically altered freaks.
You're welcome,
Genetically
Nicole.
altered freaks. That's most of our team today. Hey, if a blockbuster is on the schedule, I always hope that Jeanette Ward will join the show. Like many of us, she has an affinity for audience-friendly films, although that's no guarantee that she'll be friendly with the movie.
Hi, my name is Jeanette. My favorite dinosaur is a Utahraptor. Happy to be here.
That's going to be one of my questions, and I'll never know those names one way or the other, so you'll have to describe them to me. Well, survival for this show is a long shot. We'll see how it goes. We have the usual things to talk about on a new film, and we're going to avoid spoilers for at least the first part of the show. When we get to a particular point where it seems reasonable, we'll drop the spoiler wall and warn everybody off who wants to be surprised, although I'm not exactly sure how surprised you can be in the 7th film in a series where dinosaurs attack people and people try to survive. Guess what's going to happen in this movie? All right, so we'll start with our general thoughts. And Jay, since you are a huge Jurassic Park fan, I thought I'd give you first crack at the egg here, so to speak.
Thank you, Richard. I appreciate that. I love this film. It's great. It's got dinosaurs in it. I mean that's not a be all and end all. There are films within this franchise I don't necessarily. No, I love them all. There are some that I don't like, but I do love them all.
I thought you were going to say there are some films in the franchise that don't have dinosaurs. I was waiting for that, and I went, what?
There's one where the dinosaurs talk that I don't particularly enjoy.
The one that this is a remake of?
I mean, this is kind of a remake of 6 of them
Accurate.
in various ways, and I'm fine with that. People go to an island. There's dinosaurs there. They interact with dinosaurs. The dinosaurs eat people. Some people get away. I mean, what's not to love? I liked the characters. I liked the cast. I liked that there were so many dinosaurs. I like that dinosaurs weren't the villains. I like that there's no like one main dinosaur hunting them throughout. This is just episodic. We're going to interact with these ones now, and we have done, and we'll move on. And there's these ones, and we see like aspects of dinosaur life. We see like dinosaur romance, which first time we've seen that, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
If you count necking as romance, yes.
Sure. There's a lot of
With
neck to
dinosaurs
neck.
of that style, they need to neck.
Right.
Yes,
if
that's
you're
Missed opportunity.
83% neck, that's what you got.
That's what you get.
It's a lot of necking and a great piece of tail.
Oh
And
boy.
You've been sitting on that for a week,
I
haven't you?
don't know how we go on after that.
Thanks for coming, everyone. We'll talk to you next week.
so yeah, I'm a fan. I liked it. More on that later.
Okay, fair enough. Nicole, how about you? Are you a dinosaur fan, and did you like Jurassic Park Reborn?
I am a fan of a few dinosaurs from previous movies. I did like Jurassic World Rebirth. I am satisfied with it. I thought the first act was a little dry, and I don't particularly care for the ending. However, overall, I am satisfied with the movie.
That sounds like a sandwich. You didn't care much for the bread on the outside, but on the inside there was stuff that you could consume and
Boy,
enjoy.
that filling was tasty.
That's a fairly thorough explanation of it. Lisa, this is a horror film.
No,
You're a horror fan.
it's not a horror film. It's a dinosaur film.
Why is it not a horror film?
This is not, because it's PG-13 first
It's
and
not
foremost.
Jaws, Richard.
It's
PG. Jaws is PG.
That's because PG-13 didn't exist yet. It is not a horror film. This is an adventure film. And it's like Jay, I enjoyed it. Is it a good film? No. But who goes to see the seventh film in any series expecting something of quality? It's fun as hell. There are lots of dinosaurs, like Jay said. There are instances where people make terrible decisions and then interact with the dinosaurs and, regret those decisions. And that's what you go see. I was talking about this series with somebody recently, and I was likening it to, the Fast and Furious movies. We don't like these movies because they're quality. We like them because they're silly and it hits that thing that we enjoy about them. It does absolutely borrow from every film that precedes it. It has its ooh, ah, look at the dinosaurs moment, which, it doesn't work anymore, but who cares? It's just, it's fun popcorn summer film. Um, it's a PG popcorn summer film, so I have comments about that later. But it's one of those things that you know darn well what you're getting when you walk into it, and it's super fun. And that's it. So yes, I enjoyed it, and I am also a big Jurassic Park fan. So I need to reread the novel. That I think is going to happen this summer.
Well, I'm sure you could cover it on your book show. Although
I could.
that,
If
why
anybody
wouldn't
reads
you?
it.
Why wouldn't you?
Well, because nobody does the reading on my book show, so it's always a fun time.
If you're gonna cover Jurassic Park on your book show, tell me when, because I've been trying to get it. Let me know when you get to me, and then we can talk about that. Yeah, but I'm all in on that.
We're in a hiatus right now because it was starting to get hard to get people to show up. But hey, this is cool. Thank you. I will absolutely keep that in mind.
And once again, the Lamb provides a recruitment center for everybody else's podcast, which is excellent. Excellent. Happy to do that. Jeanette, did you have some thoughts about the film?
Well, just a couple. There are parts of this movie that I genuinely loved. There are parts of this movie I didn't care for, but overall, I'm gonna go ahead and second what everyone else has said. Yeah, super satisfying, great summer blockbuster movie. I really enjoyed it for the most part. Yeah, I 100% was like, ooh, let me reread the book before I go see this. Man, I love that book. This book was back when Michael Crichton was writing science fiction. And it is, if you haven't read the original novel, my goodness, it is thick with the science. There's equations and stuff in there that you don't need.
Sequences.
Exactly. But it's super accessible.
It is.
This is what I love about it.
It's so great. It's so great. I love it. But by the time, because he also wrote The Lost World, but by the time you read The Lost World, you're like, oh, well, this man has started making movies and TV shows. And it very much moves like a show. And it's great. There are bits of that first book, dinosaur sequences, that were so great and could not be fit into any of the movies because there was just so much in it. One of those sequences, and you all can correct me if I'm wrong because I haven't reread it in a while, I feel like was in this and made me super happy. Yeah, that's the stuff I love. The callbacks and acknowledgments. There were a lot of little teasers and Easter egg things that I enjoyed. Oh, we talked about the dino romance. It hit me in my heart. I loved it. It was so adorable to see them cuddling. I love seeing dinosaurs wake up for the day. Sleepy T-Rexes, man, I need more of that. I loved it. when you hit to the end, and I think we'll get into it, but and hey, dear JP showrunner folks, I don't need kids in these. Stop putting kids
Yes,
in these.
thank
I'm
you.
tired of it.
Thank
We
you.
we don't need that.
I
We
don't
don't need it.
care. Like,
I
I'm not
I
worried. The problem is when you put kids in a movie, and I guess this is a slight spoiler, but not really. They're not in
Yeah.
danger. At no point do you actually
Exactly.
worry.
Absolutely,
you.
exactly. To the
Yeah.
truth. And there was one moment, and yeah, we can get into this,
We'll get to
where
this.
I was like, oh, discount Benson Boone's gonna get it. And then I forgot, oh, he's kind of a kid, so he's fine. And that's annoying. But anyway, yes, overall, certainly enjoyed it. There was a lot of dino action, could have used more dinosaur action, could have used more dinosaur action, but I'm gonna agree with Jay in that I'm happy that the dinosaurs were not the bad guys. Yes, I have more opinions, but we'll get to them. Yay!
So we had dinosaurs in our movie,
Yes.
which is exactly what we came for. And I'm going to agree with most of you. I think that the film it's pretty much what you expect. It's a summer blockbuster designed to entertain people while they consume popcorn, enjoy their afternoon in the summer, and move on with their lives. Is it significant or deep? Never, not once. Is it fun? Most of the time. Is there stupidity in it on a regular basis? There is, but that's typical of all these kinds of films. These movies, horror movies, all involve somebody making a stupid decision at some point or other, and we get plenty of those stupid decisions here. So we'll continue that discussion later on, but I think most of us recognize that this is going to be pop entertainment that's going to succeed on the basis of the dinosaurs, and we got lots of dinosaurs. But we also had a lot of characters, and we had to divide them up, of course, so that we could have two storylines while we're going through our story here. It's not exactly sure why it has to exist that way, except that we got to have the kids in danger. And you know why you have the kids, so that you can include more audience and you can sell more product. If that, whatever it is, Triceratops,
Yup.
there,
Dolores Stuffy's on the way.
yeah,
They
they
have
should
to
be
be.
they should be in the stores
Yes.
right
Oh,
now.
I'm
You shouldn't
guessing
be
they've
waiting.
been in the
Aqualops.
stores for the
She's
last
a
2 weeks. Yeah.
she's an Aqualops, and I did
Thank
not
you.
care for her.
Well, you're not the target audience, believe it or
She's
not.
very reminiscent of Sarah in The Land Before Time. I had a lot of Land Before Time flashes with
Oh,
this
now
movie.
that's an interesting point. Yeah, absolutely. But are the kids going to see this too young to remember Land Before Time?
Oh, they wouldn't have seen it yet, but hopefully their excitement for this film, if their parents are proper parents, they will give them The Land Before Time.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, my theater definitely had some not proper parents. They were toddlers in my screening, y'all.
Oh,
What the
sure.
hell? What the hell?
Yeah,
The world is full of stupid people.
PG-13.
And I'm gonna tell you
I will
this,
tell you.
I missed all the key character development because the toddlers were loud.
Darn it, these
I had-
people and their kids.
I had kids running around the theater. I had people.
Oh.
I was sat on the end of an aisle, and people kept on getting up and going past and back again the whole way through. There were people. There were three guys having a conversation for the full 2 hours.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, not an
This
ideal.
is why
And also,
Scorsese doesn't want to go to the theater anymore.
sure. And to crush you all, I've never seen The Land Before Time, or any of the sequels.
We
my
know how
goodness.
young you are, young
Jay.
man.
I haven't
But wait
seen
a
it
minute.
either, Jay. So
Wait,
Hey,
wait. Jay, you can see that for the first time, though. You're gonna love
I've-
that.
Sure, I'm sure I could. Yeah.
You don't need the sequels. You just need that first one. Oh my gosh. It's, we're talking Don Bluth animation, Jay. You got to see this. And
It
Nicole,
came out
you
when
too.
I was 1.
But Nicole, you're not Jason. We didn't need that part. But Nicole, you would love it too. But Jay being like a crazy Jurassic Park fiend, you would love Land Before Time.
It is emotionally manipulative.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it on
Well-
my to watch list. It
Nice.
sounds like I got lucky though, with Rebirth, because I'm not a fan of toddlers running around the theater or
No.
any disruptions. And I lucked out. I saw this movie actually the week before last at an advanced screening
Oh, very nice.
with
Yeah.
all
Oh,
adults.
nice.
And so I thought about going to check it out again this week, but maybe I'm glad I decided not to.
I feel like I need to be clear in that I chose a screening that was mid-afternoon because I wanted a theater that was as full as possible. And I get that that's my mistake for assuming a theater that's as full as possible is going to, and the target audience is PG-13. So I'm expecting teens, maybe some tweens, because that makes sense. I was not expecting diaper age children who they should not be in any movie. They don't have the attention span to watch anything. But I go to the theater because I want the theater watching experience. I want to see this in a group of people who are all excited to be there so that we can react to this stuff at the same time. And I think that a toddler ruins that experience for everybody. But that's a separate discussion. Sorry.
Well, it's
I
not just
saw
the
patterns.
toddlers that
Yeah.
ruin that experience. It's the people who are raised with a telephone in their hand who insist on interacting with each other while the movie is going on as if they were on the phone.
I'm not going to limit that to the people who were raised with it because, frankly, in my life, the adults are worse than the kids.
It's
Well,
the streaming, the blessing and curse of streaming. I am so grateful to have streaming at the level it's at. I love it. Give me more content all the time. But people are so used to being like, oh, well, this is how I watch stuff in my house that now they think they can watch stuff in the theater the way they watch stuff in their house, and that bums me out a little bit.
It's awful.
I've heard people say like if you want to watch a film without interruptions, watch it at home. The cinema is there to be a public experience where anyone can do whatever they like, and these people need to be hung.
Those people should be shot, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a communal experience that observes social niceties, and it should be recognized by everybody what
Agreed.
those niceties, those shared niceties are.
Yeah, it's a communal experience to watch the movie.
Exactly.
If you're not going to a bar to hang out and chit chat, you're going to a theater to watch a movie. Sorry, this could go on and on. Anyway, dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs. Come on up.
Nowadays, you are going to a bar if you go to the correct theater. Chimney crickets.
True enough.
Well, we had dozens of dinosaurs. We also have dozens of characters. So I thought that's where we would go next. We've got a lot of characters, including Scarlett Johansson playing a character named Zora, which reminded me immediately of Count Zora from what's that movie? The Most Dangerous Game.
Oh, that was Zaroff.
And
He's
like
Zaroff.
There's a Z for Zorro. Z seems to be the initial that they use whenever they want to put in something that's going to be menacing. And she's supposed to be a badass mercenary type. She comes across like a nanny, but she does have that name, and later on she has a gun. So I guess that we can assume that that's enough character development for her. There's a backstory somewhere there that doesn't really get much, but it's okay. It doesn't matter if the characters are consistent as long as they bleed consistently.
It was just enough. I really liked her in this. I am someone who goes back and forth on Scarlett Johansson where I often don't like her. I felt like she carried a lot of Black Widow into this, and I didn't mind that. It was this casual affability towards being a mercenary, towards being in Black Widow being a super spy, where her disarmament of you is how casual she behaves, which hides her skill set, which I felt like played well in this. I didn't mind it. The backstory she and Mahershala have, she and Not Blade have in talking about oh yeah, here's why I'm here and here's why you're here. That's the bit where the toddlers got particularly loud. But I also realized, like, yeah, I get it. I have this, quiet discussion around a table, explain briefly why you're both here. I'm on it. I get that you both have had some tragedy. You both have things to live for, and you're both very good friends, and you're both very skilled at what you do. Great. That's all I need.
And at no point did anyone sing that they wanted to go home. So I was really disappointed. I really wanted some show me the way to go home. Did not get it.
I see. I thought you were like my most frustrating part of the last couple of films is the Justice Smith character, who has a name, I'm sure, but he's like the guy
one
who's
that
there.
Was dispatched like real fast.
He's there, but he's upset that he's there.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be there.
Yeah,
he's dragged along that I'm scared of everything. I hate being here, and like I don't want to see that character in my dinosaur film because I want to be there.
Yeah,
I want to be where the dinosaurs are.
100%.
I don't even remember who you mean.
That's fine.
That's because
great.
Those movies are forgettable. That's why.
Lisa, just dwell in that existence of not knowing who
I'm like
this
looking at
character is.
IMDb going, who the hell are we talking about?
Whereas like the equivalent here would be Jonathan Bailey as Dr. Loomis, who like he doesn't know there's a mission that he's the
I'm sorry.
specialist
His
for.
name is Dr. Slutty Little Glasses, and that is all he will be referred
I'm
to.
sorry, yeah,
I
Dr.
am
Henry
still
Slittle
frustrated.
Loomis.
I'm frustrated because I saw a gimmick on the Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon, where they were like trying to do the glasses turn in the trailer, and I still don't know what scene they're talking about.
I
It's
think
from the
wasn't
first film,
that a
probably.
takeoff on the original movie?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
the
No, it wasn't a glasses takeoff. That I know exactly what we're talking about. But they were making Bailey do it, and I'm thinking, oh, so there's some scene where Bailey does it, and I kept watching for it. And I'm like, nope, I'm not seeing this at all. So I think you're making a big deal out of absolutely nothing.
Bailey's character starts one way, stays that way, does not change.
No. Well, he's a nerd. And he
That's
was a
fine.
cute nerd. And it was
That's
like,
fine.
okay, I can see you doing this. I will say that he was a lot more adaptable to his surroundings than a museum nerd should be. Like I just rewatched Lake Placid with Bridget Fonda as a
Why?
museum
What
nerd.
a joy.
Have you not seen this movie, Jay?
Yes, we've covered it on DBC. It's
You
awful.
don't like Lake Placid, really?
No,
That
I'd like it if it
surprises
had a
me.
third act. It just
Oh,
kind
that
of
surprises
stops.
me so much. I thought you would have gotten a kick out of this one. You know
It
why?
shouldn't
It's 'cause
surprise you. He has no sense of humor.
it's
It's
too
true.
it's because he's too young, Richard. He doesn't appreciate the brilliance of Oliver Platt and Brendan Gleeson and Betty White.
That's the
Um,
parts of the film I liked.
but
There's just
anyway,
too much time spent with Fonda and Pullman,
my
anyway, whatever.
my
There's a
actual point
good bad guy.
is that Bridget Fonda's character is a museum nerd who's thrown out there and is a complete disaster in the woods of Maine. Like, how is this guy Loomis, who I can't get around his name because that's a horror movie reference, so I am going there. You know, that's Dr. Loomis from Halloween and also Billy Loomis from Scream. But anyway, how is he so comfortable like rappelling off these mountain faces that go straight down? And I will say I had to suspend
He
disbelief
does
for
have a
that.
20-foot wall that is at
In
his
his
gym.
gym.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
That's right.
right.
See?
The
Same
gym. That's
thing.
right. They did address it. I stand corrected. Never mind.
That's a pretty good throwaway line, you have to admit.
Oh, you're so
Also,
right.
I would venture that all of the training and tips and hints that he was being given by both Not Blade and Black Widow were happening while we were spending time with the other people in this movie who we didn't need.
I disagree. As much as I don't like kids being in these films, I love Manuel Garcia Rulfo. I've loved him ever since Magnificent Seven. He was like the
yeah.
MVP of that film, as far as I'm concerned. I've enjoyed him ever since. I liked him. I loved the boyfriend Xavier when we were introduced to him. I was like, this is the worst character I've written in any film ever.
Yes.
But I like ebbed and flowed back and forth with this guy throughout, and I kind of loved him at the end of it. Like when he and Ruben are having the conversation and like, I misjudged you. And it's like, no, you got me right. I'm lazy as shit.
I'm a lazy
I love
bunch.
I love that guy. And the self-awareness he has for being awful. And I liked their whole story, the dinosaurs they interacted with, the adventure they go on. I loved all of those scenes. So I wanted that. I'm glad we had that family on there. You know, yeah, I'd love it if kids were in more danger in these films, not to just
I wish they were in
be the
authentic
stereotype that I
danger.
am. Yes, yeah, like when you see the little girl being chased by a T-Rex and no one else is being chased by just her, and it's like, well, it's clearly going to end fine for the little girl.
Yeah.
There's nothing's going to go wrong here.
That's-
And,
I mean,
yeah.
That's on my list of there's not enough. Something that I loved about The Lost World was the shocking amount of generic extras along to be eaten
yeah.
to up the sense of danger. I missed that a little bit in this because
There's
every
only three
person
red shirts. Yeah.
Nina didn't know Nina's name until Nina got eaten and we had to yell Nina over and over again.
Oh, you mean the second coming of Stockard Channing?
Wow. Now that's
Did you look? She was in there. I'm like,
she was
my
she was also kind
God.
of like French Katie O'Brien. It wasn't
Oh, yeah.
quite.
Yeah, that's
it
what I
was
was
a little
thinking.
bit of this, a little bit of that.
You
I
guys
mean,
are classier than I am.
she again, no clue what her name was until they had to yell it. And then French guy who didn't catch his name. Was it Ray when he got eaten in the head?
LeClerc. is his
LeClerc.
name.
Leclerc.
I
As
needed
French
more.
name as you can get.
I
I
needed a
loved when he
crew.
was yelled at. Like, I know French before noon or whatever that was. That
Yeah,
was amazing.
That was great. Yeah, I needed more. I hate to say it, but I needed more people, but not more
Fodder.
characters. Maybe
More
that's a way to
fodder.
put it.
I would have preferred more authentic danger for people that we recognize. Like, it's like watching World War Z, another frustrating PG-13 rated film. You go to the scene where Brad Pitt is in the underground umbrella, whatever it is. It's not umbrella, but that's a
No,
Resident Evil
no,
reference.
I understood that
You know
reference. Please
exactly
use
what I
that.
mean. And other nerds will go, yes, I understood too. But when he's down there and he's gonna get, surrounded by zombies and oh, is he gonna make it? At no point did my heart rate even increase a millimeter because it's Brad Pitt. You know he's not in any danger. I need more Hitchcock. Don't come in late to the movie because your favorite actor may be gone already. We need more Game of Thrones season 1 Hitchcock psycho kinds of deaths. Like, stop with this. Everybody is safe as long as they're recognizable. Like,
I was.
actually surprise us.
We did have one moment here. It is kind of a spoiler, a little bit. The first death on the journey was a surprise to me because that is an actor that
yes.
I'm familiar with, and
Yes.
I was like shocked to see them disappear quite
Yes.
so soon.
I would
And I was
like
like,
an
wait, what
above the
oh,
title name to go.
okay.
But I will, that one that did get me, and I was like, oh, well, maybe
Yeah.
everybody's in, but then there weren't enough people like that.
Mhm.
Again, and it's not fair to compare this to others, but that's what we're here to do. But if you think about Lost World, like we get basic,
Richard Schiff.
yeah, we get basic introductions to a bunch of folks. Just enough introduction so that we recognize them, their characters, minor characters, and so that the danger when they get attacked, eaten, removed is legitimate.
Removed.
Removed. Well, sometimes they just get dragged off screen and then
It's
we have to
true.
assume, you know what I mean? But yeah, that I almost forgot how much I enjoy what's his name?
Martin Friend.
No, not
Rupert
Grand
Friend.
Inquisitor.
Whatever the hell the guy's
Ed
name is.
Skrein, right? Is that the right name?
Yeah,
I don't.
Ed Screen. Ed
Ed
Screen.
Skrein.
Oh
Ed
yeah,
Skrein,
yeah,
Ed
yeah, yeah,
Skrein.
yeah, yeah. I don't
That
remember
Who,
who's
you know,
who.
that
He
dude
always
was
a
is
bad guy.
dispatched
just
with way too quickly.
so pretty.
I'm like,
But,
he's gone
but villain
already.
pretty.
Villain pretty.
Villain
I
pretty,
like
yeah.
villain pretty.
Yeah, he's great.
He can't
And
play a good
also,
guy. He doesn't have the eyes for it.
but he was so capable in his introduction by the like, oh, I decided I can't do this anymore. And they're like, oh yeah, we ran that already. Love that. That was
That
great.
was so funny.
That whole bit of business.
Nicole, you want to get in on this? How many people do you think should be killed by the dinosaurs before we get to the main plot?
All of them.
Yes, I knew I liked Nicole.
We can't,
Flawless.
since we can't do that, I really wish that, you know, I thought that the youngest girl was gonna be a goner when the what were they in? The boat, that yellow.
The raft.
The
Yeah,
raft.
the
Oh yeah.
rat. Yeah, I thought she was going to be a goner. And there was a moment where I thought she was done. Like she's okay, enough with her. But I also I like Jay, I have a love-hate relationship with the boyfriend um from that little family that
Mhm.
got shipwrecked. I didn't like him in the beginning, but some of his comments were pretty funny, and he seems to have a bladder the size of a dinosaur as well. But even if he died, I that would be okay for me, even though I started to like him. The only person that I think would deserve to live long would be Loomis, since he's the nerd and he's comfortable in nature, to the point where I thought when they ran into the Titanosaurus
Mhm.
in the jungle or in that grass, like I thought he was having like an orgasmic experience.
He was.
Yeah, sure.
So I
So
think
are they.
Yep.
so he would be one that I would save if somebody had to live, but yeah, kill them all.
I would love to see all the human beings killed within the first like 55 minutes.
It would be
And
such
then
a
it's just
bold choice.
another 40 minutes of just like webcams of here's what's going on in the island now that they're gone.
Honestly, I still want an
Yeah.
AVP movie that has zero humans in it from start to finish.
Oh,
I
Yes.
wouldn't mind a
beautiful.
Jurassic Park movie that
Yeah. Just
Or
a bunch of
that has no
raptors grabbing some
dialogue.
GoPros.
It's
Yeah, that'd be
funny
great.
that you bring up Alien and Predator. When are we lifting the spoiler wall?
We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Okay.
We got other shit to complain about. Sorry, other stuff to complain about.
You know where I'm going, though.
I do, and
Okay.
yes, because I feel like we might be on that. And let me start down that path.
Well, no, we can
Um,
hold it back for a little bit. We can
well,
have some self-control, Jeanette. I know it's
The-
hard for you and me.
But it is, right? The original movie, what we love about the original movie is that sense of
Oh.
awe and respect for the dinosaurs. And this
Yes.
starts there,
Yes.
but also doesn't, in that this starts in New York City and we learn based on the end of Dominion, who can remember Dominion, but
Mhm.
the dinosaurs that are kind of loose on the planet are struggling because the climate-wise they can't adapt, which that's the way it is. But to
Mhm.
see that sauropod, that apatosaur, kind of like struggling in New York City and just slowly kind of, and
And
thank God it
nobody
was off
caring.
screen. Thank God it was off screen, that
Yes.
it kind of like teetered over and wasn't going to make it. They implied the also, if you're if you're taking a toddler, you can also be like, well, they're just going to move it to a safer spot because that kind
Mhm.
of is. But the
You're going to
implication
take
that
it to
these
that farm where it'll be happy.
exactly, like
Exactly.
these dinosaurs are
Big
now
farm.
suffering, and the only way you can get, as the Grand Inquisitor says, we need samples from the three largest species, and their only place they're living kind of their best lives is this band around the equator because it's the closest to their original habitat. Great. Get
But
it,
that
understand.
suggests that they actually care and they're going to try and, save these animals. They're not doing that.
Well, no, he very much is a villain, and that's fine. The capitalist greed is always the villain in these movies. Also, by the way, it does have that flashback to the lab at the beginning where they're like, "Hey, we're making mutants," because
Yeah.
flashbacks to labs where they're making mutants are. Why didn't we get just a little Dr. Wu in that flashback? Because I love a little bit
Seriously.
of Dr. Wu in these
We
movies.
couldn't have gotten him in
Yeah.
for a couple minutes. I agree.
Just a little bit, just to remind you.
Maybe
I'm the true villain.
chastising them for eating Snickers on the workroom floor, that
Yes,
kind of stuff.
something like that. Just a little bit to remind you
I'm
that
sorry.
Dr.
I
Wu
gotta
is the
I gotta
true
say it.
villain.
Dr. Wu needs to get into his TARDIS and go back to that episode.
Okay.
I'm not a Whovian. I got nothing. He's on Law and Order for me.
Yeah,
And Madam Butterfly. That's what I know him from.
and Gotham.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he was great on that.
He's great in everything.
Yeah, I missed him in that flashback. The flashback was fine, and I get it.
It's a standard. This is what we're talking about. Callbacks to 1993. You have that wonderful moment in the museum where their banner for when dinosaurs ruled the earth is
Oh,
kind of
because the
fluttering.
exhibit's coming down.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
but it's
yep.
coming down and it's over a T-Rex skeleton. I was like, oh, chef's kiss on that move.
Mhm.
They passed, was it like a bus for Crichton High School or something? I was
Crichton
like, yep,
Middle School,
I
of course.
appreciate
And it has
that.
the-
That's great.
And there's the mirror, the things in the mirror close and they appear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
That's
yep,
from the
great.
first
Totally.
film
There
too.
were
All
so
of that.
many nods. It was all beautiful,
Yeah.
but it was, that initial letting the raptor into the paddock, that people are getting trapped and who's getting sucked into the door and that
Yeah.
whole prologue thing.
Yeah, the
It
shoot
was
was
fine. It was
And
fine.
it's also like Gareth Edwards, the director of this, did the same thing in Godzilla. As the
Yes.
opening scene in that one has the same thing of one person trapped at a door, the other one not letting them out,
Yeah.
killed inside.
I
but
mean,
it's
I guess
done well.
if you've got a trope,
Sure, yeah.
Well, they all saw Alien. Don't let them in.
yeah. It's the assembling of the team is fine. I love that at no point did you think Grand Inquisitor was a good guy. He very
Yeah.
clearly villain from top to bottom. No reason.
Sure.
I love that he was dressed exactly like Dodson when they got to the
Dodson. We've got Dodson.
we got Dodson here. No one cares. I thought that was brilliant and a very subtle nod, which I enjoyed. The assembling of the team, I enjoyed the very brief layout of like, here's what we need, sample from this dinosaur, this dinosaur, this dinosaur. We're gonna go. Here's a brief explanation of this island as opposed to the other islands. Great, understood. The setup was fine. Like it.
Oh, I was waiting for a but.
Well, the butts come further on. I think Nicole said like didn't like the first act, didn't like the third act. I don't mind the first act, and I like the second act. The actual Jurassic Parkness of this movie, where they get to the island, and then again, I love clear goals. We have three species we need to go and get, and to get from each of those three species, you have three action set pieces that I thought were great. I love the mosasaur at the beginning, all the like chasing and jumping and flipping, and the Spinosaurus is like kind of acting as her wingman. Enjoyed all of that. How they disrupt the family on the boat with yeah, I thought that was all great. I
I thought
enjoyed
that was a
all of
very
that.
good sequence, by the way,
Yes.
where
Yes.
the whole idea that something mysterious is coming, that the boat turns over, it's all the way, it's not just knocking them on the side. This is a real danger, a real hazard.
Mhm.
It's nice that there's a convenient connection here that gets them saved and then immediately ends, separates them again and puts them in their own jeopardy. A little strange. It might have been easier to do it a different way, but then you wouldn't get all that recrimination from what'd you call him, the Grand Inquisitor and the little
Yes.
girl or the older daughter,
Yeah.
because we got to have that finger pointing guilt as part of the story.
Yeah, I like the sequence with the Moses. There's something that Jurassic World, the first Jurassic World movie, did really, really well that maybe might have been missing in some of the originals, with the exception of the T-Rex, is actually developing some of the dinosaurs as characters.
Mhm.
Blue, I will maintain, is one of the best characters of this entire series.
Mhm.
Not redemption, but the hero moment for the original T-Rex in the first Jurassic World movie,
Yes.
flawless. And the establishment of the Mosasaur, she doesn't have a ton of character. She's just like, hey, I'm here to eat big things. If you get it close enough to my pen, I'll help you out.
Nom,
But
nom.
I appreciate that, and I loved the moment of her on her side looking up at Scarlett Johansson and the moment of seeing her eye and watching that. I really liked that. Those little moments of establishing the dinosaurs as actual living things in a movie that has, I don't know, maybe one practical effect. It was nice to have that connection moment because you miss that connection moment with these dinosaurs when you lack practical effects. The reason the first Jurassic Park was so mind-blowing was those practical Stan Winston dinosaurs.
Yes.
Yeah, agreed. That's why I don't really care for Dolores the Aqualox, because like she's practical, but I get no character from her.
Yeah.
She's just she's just a toy.
Yep.
She's just a toy to
was
sell.
less believable than the cat in A Quiet Place Day One. And anybody
We've all
who's
said it.
owned
We've
a
all said it
cat
before.
and has seen, I have opinions, Jay. This cat, if you've seen this
The
movie and
cat's
you've
great.
ever been aware of a cat, you look at this animal and you go, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Is this cat going to be loose in New York City and just trot along and behave? No. But this Dolores, who was, yeah, adorable and cute, but I don't know. I think I'm too old and crotchety at this point. Like, who cares? I don't need a cute little dinosaur that lives in this tiny backpack. I mean, it's more blatant merchandising than in the first film where there was literally a gift shop with the logo on everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hope it's available in a backpack.
It will be.
Oh, I'm sure.
Available in Lego. You can buy a Lego one.
Hey, that should be the
That I would
popcorn
actually
bucket.
buy.
The popcorn bucket should be the backpack with Dolores sticking out of it.
Yeah, I agree. That's the move.
I need to be in charge of these merchandising things. All right. Well, we seem to have talked quite a bit about the dinosaurs and the characters. How about the plot on this? I know the plot is hardly ever relevant to these kinds of movies, but we got to have a reason to go to the island. Curing heart disease for an extra 20 years of life. Does that seem like it's a reasonable tool? And why do we need the three giant artists to get two dinosaurs as part of this, just to make it complicated?
No,
Is
they're
this
the
just
biggest
somebody's?
hearts.
Yeah.
Yes, they've got
biggest
the biggest hearts.
Yeah, listen, in terms of plot for these kind of movies, great. I get it.
That's as much explanation as you need.
You got to
Absolutely.
make the sharks smarter, to make the brains bigger, to harvest the
Absolutely.
protein, to cure the
Yes.
Alzheimer's. It's what you got to do.
Yep.
Deep Blue Jurassic.
We have to go
Exactly.
here because this is where they are, and we have to get live samples because we need to have the live samples to get the medicines. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. They established that it's true for the world of the film. That's all we
Mhm.
need.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And we need a boat instead of a helicopter because
One of them's on water. There's Moses.
well,
a
that's right.
helicopter
They're
can
going a
fly
long
over
way.
the water too, you know.
They're
Yeah,
going a long
but
way, probably.
you got to be able to track her better. Listen, it's all
Well,
fine.
they're using a boat because Mahershala Ali has a boat.
He's got a
Yes.
boat.
That's it.
He doesn't have a helicopter. The
Correct.
helicopter is the backup plan, just in case.
That's right.
Which
I liked.
Scarlett Johansson's probably going to have to pay a bigger fee. That's had to come out and save them.
It's
That's
going to come
guessing.
out of her millions.
Exactly.
But I guess she doesn't have to pay. Well, never
No,
mind.
she's fine. I mean, it's this film. I've told Will Slater I finally got a film recognized by Exploding Helicopter. I was the first one to tell him that he should have this on his list. So good. I'm in the history books.
There were not enough raptors for me, but
Yeah.
that's
I feel like the
because
But we've had
raptors have been done
raptors.
though. I feel like if they
Yeah.
did
and maybe
raptors,
that's
we'd be
the point.
bored. Yeah.
Maybe that's the point.
See,
Mutodons, where it's half raptor, half generic pterosaur.
That's
don't-
where I start getting turned off.
There it is right there.
Yeah. When it's like, okay, I don't like this. We're gonna create a new scary dinosaur thing because they are the least satisfying dinosaurs
Yep.
in all of these.
There's so many really cool dinosaurs out there that have not been in these movies. Why wouldn't you? But I also appreciate, well, then that one's that. I don't know. I don't care for the mutants. I'm not here for that.
I appreciate that these were the mutants that went wrong. These are like we don't like these. We tried, we failed. Let's just kind of put them over there and kind of go on about our lives. I liked that because I'm with you, Jeanette. Dinosaurs are cool. Stop making new
Yes,
ones.
exactly.
Do the old ones. They're great. And yeah.
As you know, in evidence by that moment with the Titanosaurs, and I don't know how you all felt, but the instant they make the sequence with the Mosasaur, great. Action-packed, Spinosaurs, the Spinosaurs, when they got up on the beach and they were like, oh, we made it to the beach, I was like, y'all, the Spinosaurs are terrestrial. I don't know why you think you're relaxing. And then again, of course, poor Nina,
moving.
who again, we learned Nina's name because the Spinosaurs grab her and drag her away. But that whole sequence, super fun. When they get to Titanosaur, we have to find the Titanosaurs. That moment where they're like, oh, we just walked through this meadow. I'm like, don't go into the long grass.
Thank you. And they see like
grass was so
a thin
long.
tail,
Right.
above it, and I immediately thought like, that's a raptor tail. That's like a raptor tail.
I thought it was
And
a
then they pan
snake.
up.
I was like, this better not be a snake. I need
I-
that not to be a snake, please.
I did. It was cheesy and it was over the top, but I love the whole Titanosaur sequence.
Oh, yeah.
Them nuzzling their necks was so lovely. Jonathan Bailey in his slutty little glasses, loving those Titanosaurs was beautiful. That whole sequence was part of what we love about these movies, and I enjoyed it top to bottom.
Can I ask, the moments when the Titanosaurus fins were coming up and he was looking at the leg and I was looking at the hair coming off the leg, was there a suggestion that this was a mutation in the wild and he was like, wait, what is this? But then they never did anything with it.
I thought Titanosaurs had fins, or at least little ones.
I don't know. That's why I ask.
My dinosaur reference book is in the basement.
Darn it, Jeanette.
Sorry.
Unprepared for
I
class.
should have had it
Mine's
up
in a
here.
box
You're right. I'm
somewhere.
so sorry.
It's okay.
Mine's in a box I haven't unpacked yet.
Darn it, Jay.
It's
Feel like I'm
behind
in a
me somewhere
seminar
in
with
this room.
unprepared underclassmen. My goodness.
I got an A in my dinosaurs class in college, guys.
I love
I
it.
didn't take one.
Oh,
There's always time, Jay.
All right. Well, we've talked dinosaurs quite a bit, and we've started to cross the line for spoilers. In case you were wondering what happened to poor what's her name, Nina.
Nina!
She died. Nina died.
Oh, she died in the first half.
She
She's
died.
out.
And
That's not a
we
spoiler.
and we know that more people are going to die, and some of them in gruesome ways, which is always appreciated. So let's let everybody know that the spoiler wall is down now. You guys had some things that you wanted to talk about. We can come back around to those things. But included in this discussion will be any deaths that you particularly enjoyed. So take it where you will, folks.
Shall
As
we
soon as
start with the
Rupert-
Xenomorph Predatorosaurus?
the
Sure.
D-Rex?
The Rancor?
The D-Rex?
That thing
Yeah,
was
the Rankosaurus. Yeah.
that thing,
With-
yeah, it's rankled me. It made
It's
me
a
a
Rancor with little
Rankylosaurus.
Quatu arms.
Oh my
It's-
God. It was a xenomorph blended with Predator.
And a
blended with
Rancor.
T-Rex.
There's 100% of Rancor in there.
Oh my God. It was terrible. I'm like,
Which-
what is this thing? Thank God I didn't see it sooner because, oh, it was awful. It was so stupid looking.
Yeah, I think I didn't care for it. I don't need mutants in this. I mean, I think as Jay said, like, it's great that the dinosaurs are not the villains because dinosaurs are just trying to dinosaur, right? And again, capitalist greed is always the villain in these movies. It's the bad science. But this weird mutant monster at the end is just a big monster, and it's just I immediately disconnected, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I don't care about this.
people have done this in more effective ways. Don't have to be scary, but it needs to be effective. Who looked at this and went, "Yup, this is good"? I mean, Cloverfield has a
Yeah.
crazy monster that has similar DNA to this thing and is far more effective. It frustrated me. I'm like, these are just not useful. Why does it take 6 movies and they still don't understand that these ridiculous fake monsters are not effective?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
To their point, there's only 4 of them have had the fake monsters.
They're
But
only
yeah,
fake
I'm with
ones?
you.
Oh, okay. See, you're a better fan than I
yeah.
am.
That's more than
Yeah.
half.
That is, yeah. At this point, there are more Jurassic World films than Park, which makes me sad.
I do
But
taking a
there we
step
go.
back from that, the Benson Boone style boyfriend. The fact that okay, so we get this other family and they're lost at sea because this father, who admittedly I do love Raul, what's his last name? The
Ruben Delgado. Oh,
Ruben
sorry,
Delgado,
Manuel
yes.
Garcia Rulfo. Yeah.
Yes, he's wonderful. Would have liked him to be a mercenary on the crew. I still don't need the separate storyline, you know what I mean?
Okay,
But
sure. Yeah.
the the fact that that boyfriend starts out being terrible and doesn't really grow. He's still terrible at the end. He just
Yeah.
acknowledges that he's terrible. That kid should have been eaten. Yet neither of the
Yeah.
girls are going to be in any kind of danger. But I just, if there were more people that could have been eliminated along the way. But again, that raft sequence where, okay, it's quiet, the T-Rex is sleeping, we need that raft because the father's leg is broken. That raft sequence was great. I enjoyed that whole
Mhm.
top to bottom, and I believe that is sort of echoing a moment in the first book, right? Where as the
Yes,
kids
I
are
think
trying to
so.
get back, that whole sequence with the raft with the T-Rex coming into the river and describing the way it swims like a crocodile, where only it's like the back and the nose are above water because it's under. And I remember that distinctly from the book, and I really enjoyed seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I love how that sequence starts with the Dilophosaurus comes out. And, oh no, it's that thing with the frill, and then it gets scared. It gets scared away by the T-Rex waking up, and
I
then
love
you get sleepy T-Rex.
that
I
T-Rex
loved
came out of nowhere. I was like,
loved watching it wake up.
that was
And
amazing.
the bit that it's been in some of the trailers and commercials where she inflates the raft. She sees the T-Rex, inflates the raft falls over, the T-Rex is gone. Still got me. Loved it.
Great. Yeah.
See, this is why you're gonna stop watching trailers, Jeanette. But I love this idea that like the T-Rex has become such a fixture for everyone that sleeping on his back T-Rex is cute to most of us who are older. We're like,
Yeah.
oh, can I get a little stuffy of that?
And anybody who's got a dog knows that one.
Of course. And we all love it. We're like, look at him. He's
The
sunning
big
his
yawn.
belly.
I was like, oh, look at
Oh
the
my
big
God.
yawn.
We're not
Rub his
supposed
Rub
to
his
be
belly and
on
he'll be fine.
over a T-Rex. I love this.
Yeah, it was good. Also, the Quetzalcoatl. I'm gonna
Mhm.
say it fast and act like I pronounce it correctly.
That's good
That
enough for
sounded
me.
good
Close
to me.
enough.
Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah.
sequence was great.
Yes.
So good.
Yes.
Very action packed. Climbing down. We lost French guy.
Abseiling red shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Very
Sure.
action packed.
Speaking of losing people, Nicole, you still there?
Yes, I am.
I'm sorry, Nicole.
I'm just loving this. I'm loving this.
When you get like me and Jeanette, especially together, if you get Heather in here, it's a real nightmare.
Oh,
just sign out everyone else.
And because it's dinosaurs, Jay is extra nerdy. So this is what you have to jump in because unfortunately we just get going.
I'm learning a lot, so I don't mind.
Hey, see if you can get them to teach you how to pronounce that name again. Jeanette,
Quetzalcoatl.
say it fast.
Quetzalcoatl.
Quetzalcoatl. There you go.
Quetzalcoatl. Well, it's named after, and oh boy, I think Quetzalcoatl is the name of the Aztec god, and
That's it.
I think it's the feather serpent god that Namor is like, oh yeah, my people call me Kukulkan, which is off their feather serpent god, and because I just rewatched Wakanda Forever, you know, when he comes out of the water in his sexy shorts and is like, hey guys, that whole bit. So
Oh.
I think it's named after the same Aztec god, but please, I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But because it
I
was
just think of
found,
it as Q, the winged serpent.
Sure,
there you
yeah.
go. Originally found in Mexico, the skeletons for this large flying reptile, which, by the way, fantastic. That whole again, the eye contact. I think that's so important with these, especially if they're CGI.
Yep.
Where they are, as with the eggs, what's rule number one? Don't mess with the eggs. And they
Yes.
go in and they're messing with the eggs. And when she lands and sees them and they zoom into the eye and the eye seeing these people at her eggs, I was like, oh, I am ready for this sequence. She's pissed.
Also, the amount of fluid he took out of one egg. That
Yes,
egg
it was
cannot be intact
that egg
anymore.
is
That egg
I agree.
is spare. It is throw it away.
when
I
he
just
said, "Oh yeah, I haven't damaged the fetus," I'm like, "Sir, you have emptied that egg."
Yeah.
Yes. You're a scientist too. You should know better.
But this is dinosaur, and this is like we see
Yes.
a mother dinosaur protecting her eggs. We see the mosasaur hunting with its friends, henchmen. We see two big dinosaurs in love. We see a dinosaur asleep, waking up. This is all just dinosaurs on the island. And I agree with
Speaking
everyone
of-
else. We don't need the mutants.
Yes.
Speaking of dinosaurs dinosauring, where's Dolores' mother?
I thought that's a
Question.
full grown, isn't that's as big as the Equilaps get?
Okay,
I
see, this is why
don't
we
know.
need Jeanette here, because I don't know these things. I do not have a dinosaur book in my basement.
Well, you see, you got to remember that the
That thing's
majority of
full-grown?
are, standard like domesticated pet size or smaller, or like cattle size or smaller. The big
Yeah,
ones
their
are.
grown
I
length
knew
is like 2
that.
foot long.
I knew that. So I do have a somewhat sixth grade peripheral dinosaur knowledge. I knew that they're not that the giant ones are not the trend, but I didn't know that particular one. I've never seen that particular
Well,
one.
honestly,
I noticed
that's
the
what
Ankylosaurus later on. I caught that one.
it's not enough Ankylosaurus.
Never enough.
We we were missing a dino expert being in every sequence again, right? Like
Tell
Loomis
us
is
what they
supposed to
were.
be a dinosaur expert, and because this family has a side quest, he's not with them to tell us what we need to know about that species.
True.
Guy with hair in Lost World he shows up in scenes he wasn't in. They find something, and that dude comes running over from across from people. Like, oh, hold on, guys! I was in another scene. I'm here
This
to
is
tell you about
fascinating.
this
I'm
dinosaur. That's what we needed.
Guy with hair is
Amazing.
great.
Guy with
Just-
hair. That's the title
You
episode.
knew who I was talking about.
Absolutely, yeah. I think his
Yes.
name is Robert Burke. I think in that film, but sure, guy with hair.
But you also know the scene I'm talking about where he was not in the
Yes.
scene, but then something happened with dinosaurs and he showed up and was like, "Oh, let me tell you all about this. Please
Yeah,
do."
and he gets taken out by a freaking snake and a T-Rex,
Yep.
and get a bloody waterfall. Anyway,
How come what happened with the sound in this film? Why was it when these giant creatures are walking, we had none of the thumps?
Oh, they were sneaking up on everybody.
Did you notice that?
yeah.
Like the
No one had any cups of
Titanosaurus-
water, so it was just
exactly. There were no. They're like stepping around, and I'm like, "There's no thumps." You trained me in the original Jurassic Park with no soundtrack, only sound effects. That there were thumps when they walk, and to let me know they're coming, and there were no thumps. We were thumpless.
I didn't realize
Things that go
that.
thump in the night.
The lack of building of tension, right? There's very little building of tension here.
At least in a somewhat believable scale. Nicole, I do this only because when I teach a film class, I sometimes use Jurassic Park, and that sequence is one of the ones that my students have to analyze. So I've done a lot of work with that one sequence. But it was like, where are the thumps? What's going on?
Yeah, the only really tense scene was when the aforementioned when Xavier goes for a pee in the middle of the night, and the mutodon, whatever it's like, is behind him, and there's like a whole interaction back there. I just love the audacity of a film. This isn't a short film; it's over 2 hours long. In the second half, putting a scene where someone goes for a wee, like everyone in the cinema was like, "Oh, I do need to go. I do need to go now."
Run P was elated by this.
I'm sure that sequence is highlighted so everybody can go at that particular moment. Well, let's talk about the technical things about the film. How's it look? Were you set? I mean, we mentioned the sound design already, that there appears to be a flaw in the absence of thumps, and certainly not building any suspense with the sound. Although that moment where the T-Rex wakes up is probably got a little bit of that. Were you satisfied with the way everything looked and the way it was put together? We talked the absence of the practical effects and the puppets, so to speak. Maybe I shouldn't use the term puppets, but the
Puppeteering, it works.
yeah, the There's another word I'm looking for, but
Animatronics?
Animatronics.
yeah, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. The physical presence there, we were lacking that. And
What you are missing are what's his name from the Gennaro when in the first movie. Are these figures
Autoerotic.
Yeah,
Autoerotic.
Gennaro.
There was a moment in the beginning when I
Beat him
thought
by the
he
toilet.
was Gennaro, and I went, "Wait, he died." Do you remember? Do you remember that moment when he's dressed up in that same outfit, kind of thing, like the white hat and the sunglasses? I'm like, "Oh my God, it's Gennaro!" Wait, no, it's not. He's dead. Nobody else
Yeah.
had that moment.
This is Gennaro. So is this. Yeah, no.
He's more
He dead.
no, all the
Oh,
corporate
no.
lawyer types dress the same and act the same. They can be replaced with interchangeable actors.
Yes.
I felt like, and I don't know where they shot this.
Malta and Thailand.
Some of the outside bits didn't look good. There's a lot of, again, in the first movie, clearly shot in Hawaii. Even the part that are on sound stages, it looks great, right? It looks great. You believe that they're there. There were a couple of scenes in this movie where I was like, ooh, you guys, you're standing in front of a green screen and I can tell. And I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
like that. I don't
Yeah,
like
the
that.
guy peeing looked to me like it was clearly a green screen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
they
that
did
was a
some-
shame.
They finished off in London and in the studios, so yeah, there is a bunch of green screen stuff in there. But
You know,
I
the
was
cliff
I
repelling.
was in. I was in it. I didn't
Yeah.
notice any of that.
I got pulled out of it with the cliff repelling green screen stuff. It's like you're trying with the cinematography, but it's still not real, and it's like, I had to put myself back in.
I don't know, the sense of awe. I was missing the sense of awe, and there
Well, that's
were
because
moments
it's the
that,
seventh movie.
well, but it was sort of there. Like it tried with the Titanosaurs, but
Right.
it
Mhm.
didn't. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think it kind of it's a problem within the world of the film as well, in that dinosaurs have left the islands and gone to the mainlands and then come back again. So that when they're having that scene where like they're trying to convince slightly little glasses to go with them, and they're like, "Wouldn't you? Have you ever seen a real dinosaur?" Dot dot dot. In a jungle, because he's seen them in the city.
Yes, yeah.
He's seen them in like the zoos they have.
I was taking
wherever
the
he is.
elevated train and went right by one.
Yep.
Mhm.
Exactly. Like if you go out the street, turn right, there's one there. It's dead, but you can go and touch it. It's cold. It's cold-blooded. But like that didn't hold together for me. Like this doesn't make sense as a. You need to go to the islands to see the dinosaurs because they have seen them.
Right.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's
I don't
not. So
know.
there's the sense of wonder is missing for the characters as well. But I liked him seeing the Titanosaurs because probably haven't seen him in love before. I know you've probably seen it. There's the clip of Jonathan Bailey playing the clarinet that was used in that
Yes.
sequence.
I love that.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
And
I
the
still love
other
this
thing
film.
I was going to ask about was how you feel like it fits into the franchise. Is this an integrated, or is it completely a standalone? Does it do anything to advance the idea that we should be getting Jurassic Park, Jurassic World 8?
No,
I mean, we
but we
will.
will.
Yeah, no, I know we will. All I
Whether
had
we
to do
want it
was
or
look
not, we
at the
will.
box office returns
Well,
this weekend and say, yeah, they're going to be doing the next one.
Yeah,
they
because we're
keep
all
threatening
nerds
us
who
with
like
the
this stuff.
Well, they keep threatening us with the human dino hybrids, right? And that's, I think, the
God.
point of the D-Rex slash Mutadons in this movie, is they've been threatening that since the first movie. And I
Oh,
feel like they're getting closer and closer. And I think that was the point. It almost felt like the showrunners were like, "Hey, how do you feel about these mutants? And
Pass.
based on your reaction, we're gonna get closer to the human."
That may make me skip it. I may skip it if they go there. And
How
the
will
problem
you
is,
know?
that's exactly what I was just gonna say, Richard. As soon as I went, I went, oh shit, I'm not gonna know. Oh, sorry for the word. I'm not gonna
We'll
know
let you know.
because
You want one of us to reach out?
Yeah, we'll let you know, Lisa. Don't worry.
I feel like that's a spoiler I need to be warned about because if I see that in the theater, I will roll my eyes so hard I will become blind.
They'll
I-
roll
I-
right out of your head and down
They
the
will.
aisle,
They
and
will.
run into a toddler who's running around in a diaper.
Oh God.
I
We've
just,
already had clone kids in this franchise.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
mush those two together.
I don't know. I feel like that would have fit. That would be jumping the shark. I mean, that would be really bad.
What about a dino shark hybrid?
Yeah. There you
I'd
go.
be okay with that.
I'm
I've
sure
seen
it's,
that.
We're on
it's
our
out
way
there.
to the Sci-Fi Channel movies.
It
Yeah,
exists
Dino
already, Jay. We
Shark
just gotta
exists
find
already.
it.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Dino Shark's out there.
I mean, we
Yeah,
have
I-
Velocipaster. We must have like Sharkosaurus or something.
Yeah.
Did you say
Yep.
Velocipaster?
You don't know
Yes.
this
It's a
movie,
If you
it's a
Richard?
haven't- if you
film,
haven't
Richard.
seen
It's
You're
out there.
welcome.
I
You're
don't
Movie of
know
the
it.
welcome,
month for
Richard.
August.
Yep.
Oh.
Um, Yeah, I just the reason I like, and I think that the much maligned JP3, the reason I like it is it's just more, as we've said, dinosaurs dinosaurs, people on an island they shouldn't be on, and the dinosaurs just running around chasing them. The giant practical Spinosaurus in that movie is gorgeous.
Mhm.
The raptors finally getting some feathers, amazing. All that stuff, and I think that's what this started out having and then lost by the end. So
Right.
I don't know.
Agreed.
Yeah. I love
Also,
when Rupert Friend says, "I'm too smart to die." Has a character's death ever been more guaranteed in any film ever made?
the problem is his death then wasn't very satisfying. It's funny because I
Yeah.
just started watching. Shudder has a series called Hell Motel, and it's the short and long of it is there's a motel where there was a horrible crime event and now they're bringing it back, so there's a true crime junkie thing, but they've made a series of movies based on it, and there's a line in the movie that says I'm too hot to die, and so I'm laughing because I'm like, why is this line following me? The same. So next one it's going to be, like I'm too athletic to die, somebody else is going to give me that in a movie. But speaking of being I'm too blank to die, how about I'm too famous to die, Ali?
Yeah.
Ooh.
There you
Why?
go.
That was
Ooh.
interesting. That was interesting.
I adore him. He should have been dead.
Yes. That is one of the most that's why I don't like the end of this movie.
Yeah.
Actually, like I I like him. I like him as an actor. I liked the character, Duncan. Um and I liked this weird like torment that his character and Zora felt, I guess, from like a previous job where they like lost people, and I guess like his son is dead or something in the movie.
Yeah.
I liked
Why his marriage fell apart. Yep.
Yeah, I liked that. And like he wanted to do something good or something that mattered or what have you. Now, initially, when it seemed like he was a goner, because I liked Duncan, I didn't want him to die, but it only took me a few seconds to go, I can accept this though. Like
Yes.
it's acceptable. So then when he came back, now I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
Sacrificed himself to save everyone. How are you going to undercut that by then? Oh,
It's
I'm
not much
fine,
of a
guys. I'm over
sacrifice
here.
if you, yeah. He risked himself, but he didn't sacrifice himself.
And I
And
mean, the
and
way
it's the
this
same kind of rescue that the little girl got. It's like, well, how did that happen?
Yes.
We don't know. We just know that it happened. It's not important for us to see it happen. We just know that it happened.
and it's not the least bit, it doesn't make any sense. His character, you've got David Koepp writing these characters, writing these lines, and earlier in the film he talks about like I'm not going to die in the jungle. But
Oh yeah.
maybe here he says, you know what? It's acceptable. This is my arc. I am going to die in the jungle to save everybody.
Save
Like
my friends,
he
yeah.
gives hero veteran energy, right? And so you go, okay, he's going to accept that this is his fate and here's where he's going to go. And okay, and nope, nope, nope. Sorry, just kidding. I mean, aside from the fact that really it's got to be the black guy that we're going to kill, like that's another side of it. Like, can't Scarlett Johansson be the one who goes off into the woods? I don't know. I had many, many, many problems with that non-death.
It was, and like Nicole was saying, like the torment he carries, and it to a lesser degree Scarlet, but I like her style of like mask of affability, hiding pain and skill. I his skill as an actor, and hers to a lesser degree, but his skill as an actor is exactly what Nicole was saying. Like you buy his torment from this previous job. We understand his backstory based entirely on his nonverbal acting, which is better than deserves to be in this movie. But he does such a good job of being compelling and engaging and understandable, both character-wise and plot-wise, throughout this movie, that when he is like, no, I've got this. I'm gonna grab these flares, get them to the boat, and you're like, I don't want to lose him, but I respect this character is sacrificing himself to save everybody. And then he literally pops up later like, hey, don't worry. I'm over here now.
Mhm.
How? Yeah, it cheapens it.
It's Billy from Jurassic Park 3. It's why I hate Jurassic Park 3. Billy
Yeah.
died in there. He died.
He should
His
have.
twin is he did. His twin is alive at the end. I can't. I don't like anything that actor is in ever again just because of his character Billy surviving Jurassic Park 3.
That's a strong opinion.
It's stand by it. I can't. I refuse
But you're
to remember
okay
his
with
name.
this?
No, I'm less okay with this. I like the. I'm not. I didn't mind as much that he survived. I was like when we didn't really like see him properly ripped apart. I think, well, he's probably still alive.
Exactly. If you don't see a body, he's not dead.
It's the Gandalf rule.
No
Yeah.
one
And-
really got ripped apart in this.
That's the problem. No one got-
PG-13.
Yeah, no one got
Yeah,
jarred
but
on the
aren't
tongue.
the other Jurassic Parks
is
also
PG-13. They're
but
all
yeah.
PG-13.
People
This
get
is-
ripped
Yeah.
apart.
There was plenty of people being split into. I mean, Richard Schiff,
Yeah,
he should have gotten twice the salary.
I
He was
completely
half the man he
agree.
used to be.
Yeah.
I
Mm.
completely
But-
agree, but a PG-13 movie now is very different than a PG-13 movie 20 years ago.
Okay.
Sure. So
Because
Ed Screen gets
everything- Everything gets softened. The edges are going away in a lot of ways.
His screen
Yeah.
got
It happens to all of us.
he got
The
yeeted
one
off
that
by
I-
a Spinosaur.
did surprise me was French guy. Again, I'm sorry. These characters did not have
LeClerc.
names. When they're pulling up, he's like, pull me up, and they're pulling him up and pulling him up, and then
And then
he
he's
comes
in
over,
it.
but when they see him, he's in the dude's mouth. That was
Yeah.
great. Great.
Yeah, that's like the best, most memorable death.
Yes.
Because I did like Nina. I don't know if you know that Nina died, but when she dies behind the big package that she's I don't know how she's going to pull that thing up. It's freaking huge.
Mhm.
There's she's trying to put it up onto the shore. She just kind of goes behind it, and we've
Yep.
seen a Spinosaur move in the background, and then she doesn't emerge from behind it. I liked that as like how it was shot, but I did miss seeing someone get ripped apart by a dinosaur.
Mhm.
That's what I want to see in these films.
Didn't
Well,
the
it's
big
key
farmer
because
guy
it
get
reminds us of the
ripped?
danger.
Yeah, and
Or
I
no?
can't remember how.
Wait, who?
The big pharma guy. I don't know. The
Rupert Friend.
Oh, yeah. Grand Inquisitor.
How did he?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
know that
remember his
the-
arm hanging off of that
He
off
has
of the
he has a moment when he comes speeding back to the Xenopredatorosaurus.
Oh, yeah, he's driving a car that has
He's
a
driving
lot.
the car that he was originally driving toward the docks and
Mhm.
ignoring everyone. Again, another nod to the original film with Nedry driving to the docks. But and then he turns around and has a change of heart. If you're going to be a villain, be a villain. And
I
he
think he
gets
got
eaten
lost.
by the Xenopredatorosaurus.
The Rancor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
The
yeah,
Rancor
arm
dog.
also getting ripped off was a little the Sam Jackson arm from the first one.
Yes. Yes.
What it did is like again, there are moments that I truly loved, and then there are moments where I'm like, no.
Mhm.
Overall, it's fine, but it did make me want to number one reread the first book, number two rewatch the first movie, and that first movie.
Mm.
Well, I believe we will discuss that shortly. So anyway,
Mhm.
But there's a lot of online reviews of people giving this like 1 star, half a
oh
star.
no, come
And
on.
I don't
No.
understand that because this film ticks every box you're going in.
Yes.
It's got people going to a dinosaur island, interacting with dinosaurs. Dinosaurs eat some people. The other people that you know are going to survive. There's so much going on here that's good.
Well, what do
It's-
they expect?
This movie
expecting
delivers
something new?
exactly what it promises. It delivers
Exactly.
what it promises, and that you cannot ask for more than that. And those people who are like, those are the same people who are like, I'm going to be out here and be super loud and super negative for the sake of clicks and likes and eyeballs, and I'm sick of that.
It's true. It's true.
I love the Blank Check podcast. One of the hosts of that, David
Yes.
Sims, his review of this, he gave it 1 star, and his review is on Letterboxd. I'm like, nope, try again. And like that, he doesn't like this franchise. Okay, stop reviewing it.
Right.
Stop, like this is
Right.
what are you doing?
Right. Oh my God. You don't have to. There's so much negativity in the world right now. Stop adding to it. You didn't like it? Great. Move on.
And I mean, the
Let's
other
only
thing-
talk about stuff we love. Let's only talk about stuff we love.
Well, as
There's
a
so much-
critic, you need to be able to take your own opinion and put that here, and your objective opinion as someone who says, okay, there are people out there that this movie is for. Here's
Mhm.
what they'll think.
Mhm.
You can't just judge a movie only on your own opinion if you're going to do this in some sort of public consumable way.
Mhm.
Lisa was recently on my podcast to talk about Piranha 3 Double D. It will come out in a couple of months. It's a terrible film. It's an
It's
awful film.
awful.
But we've managed to find Lisa likes it. I don't know why, but we found good things to talk about with it. Yes, we complained about the bad stuff, but we also
Yes.
pointed out the bits that did make us laugh,
But-
bits
but
that
I
were
also-
entertaining.
That is 100% a movie that understands its assignment.
Yes,
It
thank
stays
you.
in its
Totally.
lane.
Hasselhoff
It
especially
stays in
understands his
its lane.
assignment.
This movie, same way. It
Yes.
understands its assignment. It delivers what it promises. It's not trying to be more than it is. I don't have a problem with that.
And in a world of ridiculous bloat
In a
of
world.
legacy
The world
sequels,
of ridiculous bloat.
I'm telling you, like these legacy sequels that we do not need, and yet we keep getting. If you are going into any of these expecting something new, I'm sorry, you're being foolish. You know, most of these, they're not going to be Top Gun Maverick. And guess what? There's only 2 of those movies. That's why it's so good,
What's
because
the
there's
other one?
only 2. The original Top Gun.
And this is better than both of
I
those.
thought you meant there's 2 sequels that live up
No,
to
but
that
that's
cycle.
my point, because there's Top Gun and there's Top Gun Maverick. Every other of these legacy sequels is something that's in a franchise that has 3 or more sequels already. And that's why they're exhausting, because they're not good. We've already dragged them through the mud.
Well, and
And
it's
I'm a
fine.
horror fan. All I do is franchises.
Yeah, it's fine if they, like I said, if they in this movie, if you know what you're doing and you're delivering what you say you're going to deliver, and you're not trying to be like, oh, we're bringing something new to it. No, don't promise me new. Give me more of the same. I will go if that's what I want.
Yes.
Well, let
When
me
they've-
pretend like I know what I'm doing right now and ask you guys to have some final thoughts, because I think we've covered a lot of things and we've gone into some interesting tangents, and we'll have further arguments and discussion about this. Nobody is happy with the highly negative reviews of people who already don't like the franchise. And nobody's happy that the film is not perfect, but everybody seems to, on this show, seems to have enjoyed it. So can we get some final thoughts on this, and then we'll take our break and come back for the exit question. Nicole, let's hear your final thoughts first.
My final thoughts are, if you like dinosaurs and you like action, go see this movie. If you if you go in expecting that you're going to be entertained like you're at the symphony, don't go see this movie. If you don't like dinosaurs, don't go see this movie. I like the movie. It felt like a roller coaster ride at an amusement park, you know. You get on it, you enjoy the ride, you get off. I also have some merch from the movie, so I'm excited about that. I have a dinosaur ice mold that I received at the
Ooh.
advanced screening, so I'll be
Nice.
whipping up some
Making your
cocktails with it.
cocktails.
Yeah.
Also, can I just say, Nicole, I need that on the poster. It's not a night at the symphony.
Yeah, maybe we'll get quoted on that on the video release, when they go to the digital downloads.
It's the perfect,
The
yeah,
Lambcast, it's not a night at the symphony.
it's perfect.
Lisa, how about you?
I mean, pay attention to when the movie is being released. This is a 4th of July summer blockbuster, tried and true franchise. This is not going to make you think. This is not going to do anything new, but that's what these movies are for. This time of year is for, I'm going to kick my feet up. I've been in the pool or at the beach all day, and now I'm going to hang out in the air conditioning because a thunderstorm knocked out my power. This is what you're going to see. So I think that the naysayers should relax a little bit when it comes to this and this type of film, because you can't get blood from a stone. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Just go in and sit back and, watch dinosaurs do what they do. The dinosaurs are gonna dinosaur.
Jeanette, do you see some blood in the stone somewhere?
That is a saying that I enjoyed. I don't know that I've heard that before. That's very accurate. This movie, you can't get blood from a stone, and it's not a night at the symphony, and I couldn't agree more. Y'all, it's perfect. Yeah. Listen, yeah, the dinosaurs are gonna dinosaur. Honestly, for me, and admittedly, for me, that's a unique audience, but not enough dinosaurs. Could have had more dinosaurs dinosauring. Needed more from that ankylosaur, aside from his shocked reaction as a Jeep drive by him. Love that. Dilophosaur cameo. Again, raptors, not even a full shot of raptors. They just show up in the shadows and then disappear. So I could have used more dinosaurs, but on the whole, seconding when everyone says yes, this is, and admittedly, that's when I went to this. I had been in the pool, storms were rolling in. I had, chlorine brain. I was like, God, I need a bucket of popcorn and some
Oh,
air
this is good on
conditioning.
chlorine brain.
Chlorine brain
Yeah.
movie. Yeah, it was perfect. Even the parts I don't like, I'm like, yeah, man, whatever. It's fine. I enjoyed it. It's a summer blockbuster. The parts that I loved, I really loved. The parts I didn't like, whatever.
And if I may, I literally did not have power because Thursday night, a crazy thunderstorm came through Rhode Island and knocked out power to like 40,000 some odd people.
Oof.
So I didn't have power for a good, I'd say about 36 hours almost. But it came back while I was at the movie. So
There
no,
you
it wasn't
go.
36 hours, more like 18 hours. I can't do math. But
Maybe it's just the power coming back on.
well played, sir. Well played. It's the generator coming on.
That's it.
Loved
Jay,
it.
your final thoughts?
Sure. I think for me, the worst film in this franchise is Fallen Kingdom because I've
Yes.
said it before. J.A. Bayona hates dinosaurs.
Yep.
He wanted to kill them all.
Agreed.
He blew up the island. You see the apatosaur disappearing into the smoke. It's the most heart-wrenching scene of the whole franchise is watching all these beloved dinosaurs die. Gareth Edwards doesn't hate dinosaurs. By the looks of this film, he loves them. And if you do as well, this is the film for you. When Nicole said if you don't like dinosaurs, I had a reaction like, who doesn't like dinosaurs? Like, which I feel like it's the same thing when I tell people I don't like wine. I get people like, you don't like. There's so many different kinds of wine. How can you not like wine? I don't like the wininess of them all.
Exactly.
Whereas like there's
Seconded.
so many kinds of dinosaurs. You must be able to find one you like at least, sure.
There's one out there for everybody.
Exactly. And they put loads of them in here. If your favorite's got to be in here, just keep going back and seeing it until you find them. This I loved it. There's bits that weren't great, but I still loved it. So go see this film. It's great.
Well, I'll tell you, I grew up in the 60s and 70s and watching 50s horror films and adventure films. I feel like The Lost World from 1960 with lizards dressed up as dinosaurs and chasing through the jungle adventures. This is that kind of movie. It's the kind of thing that you just say, this is Saturday afternoon entertainment. It's not really supposed to have anything deep to say, and it certainly doesn't. The characters are cardboard cutouts. The dinosaurs are exciting and interesting to look at, and it lasts 2 hours and gives us plenty of reason to get out of the pool and eat some popcorn. And that's about where we stand with this one. All right, we're going to take a quick break here to hear from a fellow Lamb Podcasting Network show, and then we'll be back with our exit question of the week.
Hello, I am Aaron Newworth. I am a film critic and the editor-in-chief at We Live Entertainment. I host the podcast Out Now with Aaron and Abe, and I am a big Godzilla fan.
Hi, my name is Terrence Johnson. I am a film critic as well at lenoirauteur.net, and I have seen some Godzilla movies.
And together, we've decided we're starting a podcast called Two Black Guys Talk Godzilla. It's going to be a bi-weekly podcast, as in twice a month.
Yes.
Where Terrence and I will go over the entire Godzilla franchise.
Yeah. This is what do they call these things? Labors of love.
Yeah, exactly.
Labors of love.
We've returned, just like the dinosaurs. We're back again for another episode of the exit question of the week. And the exit question of the week is referring to the whole start of this franchise. Jurassic Park came out in 1993. It's obviously led to 6 sequels, and I have no doubt there'll be at least a 7th and 8th. Somebody out there is looking at the box office returns of Jurassic World Reborn and is saying there's some afterbirth to come, so let's have that.
Oh God, I hope they don't
Yikes.
name it that. Oh my God.
So the exit question this week is real simple. What was your experience the first time you saw the original Jurassic Park? If you saw it in a theater, if you saw it on home video, if it was something that you shared with your friends, if it was something that you watched by yourself, tell us a story about your Jurassic Park experience. And Lisa, we're going to start with you.
I'm happy you did. As much of a movie nerd as I am, this is the only film that I can tell you the exact date that I saw it. I saw it on June 11th, 1993, which is also the day it opened. Um, I went to a junior high school, 789, and I was in the chorus all 3 years. And our chorus director had this tradition where he would take all of the ninth grade outgoing students on a bit of an outing to celebrate, you've been in chorus, we've done all these things. We used to do international competitions. It was a whole thing. So he would do dinner and a movie. He would take the ninth graders to go to a hibachi meal, like the Japanese grill. And then we'd go see a movie. And so we saw Jurassic Park, and it was before the stadium seating in theaters. So it was we were in this big theater because obviously it was opening night. It was a big uh draw because it's Spielberg, it's a Michael Crichton bestseller, it's, summer popcorn, real dinosaurs, way before CGI really becomes ubiquitous. And so I remember sitting in the row, like a whole group of us took up a whole row and we all just went across. And I just have the most incredible memories of seeing this movie unfold on screen, all of us being so tense in every different moment of this film. I remember the scene when they were trying to escape the raptors and they were climbing into the ceiling, and that wonderful shot where they're in the ceiling and they're looking down at Lex, who's trying to come up the ladder, and as the ladder falls and as they pull her up and the raptor jumps up, the entire row of us all lifted our legs up. We were all in it the entire time. Like, just, it was this full on spectacular, one of my favorite movie memories. Um, there have been a couple of times when at the end of the school years as a teacher with my seniors, you get to a point when they're done and I open up my voodoo library to them. And a couple of times some kids have said, "Can we watch Jurassic Park? So and so has never seen it." And it's just so much fun to have kids experience what I get to experience all the time, is seeing someone see this movie for the first time. And kids in the late 20 teens, 2020s react to this movie that we saw in 1993 the same way we did in 1993 just is such a testament to this movie. It's such a brilliant film. It's one of my favorite films of all time. It's also the very first score, John Williams' score, that I became obsessed with. So Jurassic Park is the beginning of my movie score obsessions.
Good stories, good times. June 11th. That's an easy one to remember too.
Mm-hmm. But see,
Nicole?
where I can say I saw that movie on opening day, I can't always tell you what day it was. This is the only one for some reason.
Nicole, do you remember where you were and what you were doing when you saw the Jurassic Park for the first time?
I don't remember what I was doing, but I saw Jurassic Park for the first time on TV because I wasn't old enough to go to the theater when it came out. So I saw it a little later. So I experienced the movie vicariously through my older cousins who were teenagers. They saw Jurassic Park in the theater when it came out, and they uh, talked about like different scenes from the movie when they were over my grandmother's house. So, in hearing, based on their descriptions of the movie, it made me want to see it. And the scenes that I remember, I don't really even remember a lot of certain scenes. I know that I did like it when I saw it for the first time. And Lex and the Jello. I remember that. The Jello and Jeff Goldblum and the Jeep. Like
Oh yeah.
things.
Must go
From
faster.
Must goes faster.
yeah.
That he repeated
In
in
Independence Day.
Day.
The next summer or the summer?
It was the next year. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Independence Day was 3 years later, but
Oh,
it's
all right.
not a big deal. Not a big
Felt
deal.
like the next summer.
Whatever.
The next Goldblum summer. Jeanette, How about you? Have you got memories of your first Jurassic Park experience?
Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely also saw it opening weekend, and it would have been right after the end of my junior year of high school before going into. So there's this sense of freedom that ties into it. And especially because at that point I had just recently like started being able to drive and going to the movies on my own and getting a bunch of my friends and being able to go. And so there's this just love of movies that I can now finally act on by myself or with my friends. And then this movie, and I think I went with my brothers, but this is one of those movies where it's the absolute magic of movie making, right? You've got filmmaking and whatever, but this is movies at its highest level. And when someone tells you, there's only like 15 to 20 minutes of actual dinosaurs in the first Jurassic Park movie, you're like, what? Because to your memory is just it's all the dinosaurs. And it's so well done. The pacing is great. The storytelling is great. It takes the best parts of the book and it drops out the parts that are a little bit boring or long and keeps those for other movies. But the sense of wonder, the sense of awe, the beautiful Stan Winston effects, the incredible ILM effects layered on top of that, the amazing score, the direction, the acting, the cast. Everyone in this top to bottom is fantastic. And the way it builds, like from that first sequence, and it's the lesson he learned in Jaws that he took all the way to this movie. Don't show it too early. You don't see a full out dinosaur until, and I wish I could tell you, but it's an hour plus into the movie. Or not the brachiosaur, but like attacks and in action. That building of tension and the building of story and the building of anticipation that is in this movie, and then this sense of horror and dread as everything starts to go wrong. And it's God, I love the slow push in on anyone who's telling you something important. The slow push in on Nedry as he's explaining, well, I have to go do this, this, and this, and or pay attention to the fences because it's this and this and this. And Hammond's absolute ego in the sense of nature, the ego of science in the face of nature. We've talked today so often about how this new movie really there's no depth to it. That first one, the lessons and we can all quote the Jeff Goldblum saying, yes, but just because you can, they never stop to think if they should. That bit of the arrogance of science in the face of nature, the theme of that movie, and it's so beautifully executed. We all, eh, we all, me, friends going into this, everyone has a sense of a T-Rex. Everyone has a sense of what a brontosaurus at that point. I'm using air quotes because whether or not a brontosaurus is a thing anymore. But when you take that knowledge and go into a movie where and legitimately we can say like real dinosaurs, it felt like these were real dinosaurs, and the animatronics are real dinosaurs. They had Jack Horner on set. They had paleontologists who were consulting. The introduction of the warm-blooded theory, which at the time was brand new, and to have that incorporated, like the science of that movie is legit, and the depiction of the dinosaurs in that movie is legit. And when you see that on screen, the sequence where the Jeeps break down outside the T-Rex paddock, and it's the filmmaking behind where Spielberg has built the tension ahead of time, where you understand what the fences are, you understand what the goat is for, you understand all of that. The rain hits, the goat is gone, you see the the useless forearm, the claws on the fence, and you realize the fence power is out. That entire sequence, which culminates in the attack on the Jeep, the T-Rex coming out between the two cars, Malcolm running off with the flare, the kids trapped in one of the most terrifying sequences in movie making history. The kids trapped in that Jeep as it's sinking into the mud and the T-Rex is on them. That whole sequence is something that has never been duplicated on that level. The combination of CGI effects, practical effects, acting, dread, horror, anticipation, the build up to that we talked about, the water glass, everything that builds to that sequence is incredible. And that's a movie that has the sense of awe all the way through, the establishment of these animals as actual living, breathing animals. The moments prior to where things fall apart of Dr. Grant on top of that Triceratops, where he says, or the Stegosaurus. In the book, it's a Stegosaurus. In the movie, it's a Triceratops, where he goes, she was always my favorite when I was a kid. That moment pulls everyone into the movie. because if you had a favorite dinosaur when you were a kid and then you got to see it on screen and suddenly it's this real thing, I cannot put into words how much, although that was a lot of words, how much I love this movie and how good it was at what it was trying to do. Beautifully done, excellently executed. I love it so much. And there's movies before Jurassic Park and there's movies after Jurassic Park. To the point where, and I would also shout out like Stan Winston and the animatronics, everyone at ILM, but Phil Tippett and the sound design. The birding group that I'm in, when we're out and we see things like sandhill cranes and we'll be, oh, it sounds like a velociraptor. And everyone just goes, oh, yeah. And we all nod and acknowledge that, oh, yeah, we know what a velociraptor sounds like. We don't know what the hell a velociraptor sounds like. We know what it sounds like because of Phil Tippett and those science wizards at ILM. And we all just take that as verbatim now that, oh, yeah, that's what they sounded like. It's incredible. There you go. Sorry, too long. I apologize.
You haven't
No,
3D printed a vocal chamber?
It's not too long. I like the stories. That's one of the things that keeps me coming back to this podcast and doing it is that I get to hear people tell their stories and share their enthusiasm. And I saved Jay for the end here because I know he's got a lot of enthusiasm and he might not shut up. Jay?
So US release June 11th, 1993. UK release July 16th, 1993. I'm 5 years old, spending the summer at my grandparents on the Isle of Wight. 5 years old, you might think too young to go and see Jurassic Park in the cinema. They agreed. We didn't see it. Never seen it in the cinema. I have no idea what never seen it in the cinema.
Oh, you will soon.
I've seen it on an outdoor screening, big screen a few years ago. Loved it. I have no idea when I first saw this. It was on TV. In my mind, there is no part of my existence where Jurassic Park wasn't deeply etched into my soul as a personality trait. There's a reason why when these films comes out, it's a busy weekend for me. This is one of 3 podcasts I'm doing on this film this weekend. One of them's mine, to be fair, but that's not the point. And I love doing them all, and I'm saying different things on them all, but they're all overwhelmingly positive. So go listen to me on Out Now with Aaron and Abe this week as well. I love these. Jeanette has covered it all. I was tempted to just when Richard said any stories, and just like no, and move on. I was tempted. That's probably the funnier answer. Just say no. But yeah, Jeanette has covered it. These films are perfect. There's kids seeing these for the first time. Their eyes are going to light up. I think my nephew hasn't seen it yet. He's 7. He loves dinosaurs. I should probably try and like swoop in and steal that experience and like, hey, watch this. Maybe I'll try and make him have a story for the first time he saw it. Because I don't. I'll try and find it on the big screen and take him, perhaps.
It's really hard when kids see the dinosaurs and they want to see the movie. I know because my kids were 5 and 7 when Jurassic Park opened, and they begged me to take them, and I wouldn't do it. I did it 6 months after it opened. We went to a second run theater, gave them lots of chances to back out of it, and I'm not sure that it was the right decision because my oldest daughter still has, I mean, she's 38 years old. She still has nightmares about velociraptors popping out of her closet. I'm going, this is my fault because I gave in after a long period of time. The youngest one, she's demented enough. Look, Jaws is her favorite movie, so she wasn't traumatized by the dinosaurs nearly as much. But I can tell you exactly my experience because the movie is fantastic. It was a great experience seeing the movie. But what happened while I was seeing the movie is the thing that I remember the best, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. I went opening night. We met friends of ours that we only went out to with the movies or out to dinner with maybe once or twice a year. So it was a rare occasion. I had lots of people that I went with to the movies on a regular basis, but we only saw these people occasionally. So it was special meeting them to see the movie. The theater was packed. It was sold out. So there wasn't and you didn't have pre-purchased seats. You just sat wherever you could sit.
You looked in the newspaper and
And-
found that. Yep.
And we did that. That was fine. The 4 of us found 4 seats together in the center section, a little further back than I would have preferred, but that's what was available. So that was not a big deal, except sitting in front of us were about 5 or 6 early teen kids,
Oh.
13, 14-year-old boys. and they're cutting up for each other. They're talking to each other. They're making comments. And I'm looking at this going, this is going to be a problem, isn't it? And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell is going to happen here? Maybe it'll be okay. There's no place else to move. I mean, in those days, if I saw something that I thought was going to be a problem, I'd just get up and move to another seat. There was no place to move to because the theater was sold out. So they're kibitzing and cutting up for each other, making comments about the trailers that showed up. I do remember the Flintstones trailer was one of the ones that ran, was because it had a dinosaur reference in it, and somebody made a joke about it. I don't know. And I just kind of sighed heavily and said, "Okay, I'm going to give them a chance. Maybe they'll settle down when the movie starts." And then the movie starts, and you guys remember the opening of Jurassic Park. Everything is dark. It's all that sound design. We're not seeing dinosaurs. We're hearing the thumping in the background, and it echoes throughout the theater before the credits come up, before the title comes up. And one of the kids says out loud, so everybody in the theater can hear, they say, "Ooh, scary."
Douchebag. Sorry.
I
Those
leaned
boys did not
forward.
see daylight.
I leaned forward at that point and I said to all of them, I said, "You haven't seen scary till you've pissed me off. Knock
Good
it
for
off.
you, Richard.
I do not want to hear from you guys again the rest of this damn movie." Now, in 1993, I wore my hair longer than Jesus and my beard was big and furry. In the dark, they turned around and Charles Manson is sitting behind them. They
Love
shut
that.
up and I didn't hear from them again for the rest of the movie.
And I'll bet the entire theater applauded you.
I got that at another screening later on for School of Rock when I chastised a bunch of kids, told them to sit the hell down. But it was one of those things where I just, and subsequently I've told people this over the years. I said, you have, the term that people like to use now is agency. You have to have some agency over your existence. You have to take control of the situation and the circumstances and assert yourself occasionally. They were not behaving in a manner that is appropriate or socially acceptable. I gave them a chance. I gave them enough rope to hang themselves, and they did, and it was entirely justified what I did.
Yep.
Subsequently, by the way, I took a flashlight with me to the movies for a decade after that, just for that exact purpose, because sometimes the noisemakers weren't sitting right in front of me, but I could turn on the flashlight and point it at them and say, "Hey, you three, knock it off."
Oh, you're amazing.
I
Yeah,
love
I
that.
don't do that anymore, by the way. I'm too old
Yeah,
and
there comes a
the
point where you're
world is a
just like, ugh.
crazier place than it was, and but if I had not said something and they'd kept doing that during that movie, it would have ruined the experience for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That
for
movie,
sure.
that movie was so fantastic and so worth remembering. And if the only experience that I had out of it was some wise guy making a comment about, the velociraptor popping out someplace in the kitchen, saying, "Oh, where's the pizza?" I'd have I'd have wanted to gone back in time and strangled that person. It's just like I don't need the stupidity.
No.
There are times when you need that kind of stupidity, but that was not one of those circumstances. So it was a great experience to see the movie. It was a weird experience to go through because it was pissing me off. But on the other hand, I felt empowered by speaking up.
Mhm.
Do you think those kids really the scene where Alan Grant like traumatizes the child?
Yes.
Like they really empathize with that kid.
There you go. They say, "Oh God, that guy's sitting behind me. He's
I
probably
love
got
it.
a velociraptor
He's
claw
gonna cut
in
me.
his
He's
hand."
gonna. I'll still be alive when he eats me.
Right across the belly. There you go.
Amazing.
Well, I
That
want to thank you
sequence.
all for sharing your stories here. It's been great, and I'm glad that everybody enjoyed the movie. I do think that it's a flawed piece of entertainment, but it's certainly something that's entertaining. I want to give everybody a chance to talk about what they're working on and what they want to share with the world before we go. So, Lisa, let's start with you. You got something? It sounded like you said you were on hiatus a little bit from the book podcast.
We are. So we've been taking the summer off from Pictures and Conversations, a rabbit hole podcast book club. But I did drop it into the Discord saying, "Hey guys, like, would you be interested in reading Jurassic Park for a comeback episode?" So hopefully that'll be something you'll see in the fall. In the meantime, I'm basically back to my career of showing up on other people's podcasts. Jay mentioned that I'm making an appearance on his podcast, so he'll let you know when that's coming. And I always do try to catch up with my fellow lambs on the Lambcast as best as I can.
Did
Um,
you sign up for weapons?
No. Is there a wait? I must have. If I didn't, I need to be on it. I'll check my calendar. But I can't imagine I didn't. That just seems silly. Yeah, it's there. I got it. August 10th.
Okay.
So, like anything like that, I just, I pop up here and there. If you're interested in any kind of podcast, really, check out the Rabbit Hole Podcast's website, rabbitholepodcast.com. We've got all kinds of podcasts, no matter what your flavor is, whatever you're looking to learn about or laugh about. You can also catch me with Jason Soto on Fit for a King, which is a podcast where we're kind of going through movies that Stephen King has publicly or in Dance Macabre, which is still public, but you know what I mean, crowed about, horror films that he's like, you guys need to see this. So we're kind of working our way through those and having some fun, deciding why on earth he told people to watch this or agreeing that he said everyone should watch this. So that's where you
fun.
can find me. Yeah, it's cool.
I like that.
Nicole, have you got something that we could look at or listen to, or anything that you want to share? Did anybody respond to your call for the
King Dong, my
the
King
King
Dong
Dong thing?
series. No, I have not received. I have yet to receive responses for that. I am still accepting nominations for my King Dong series. And I'm also looking for some advice. I have yet to sign up for a Letterboxd account. And I've been thinking about doing that. So I was wondering if anyone who
Do it.
had one or
Yes.
has one would
Yes.
recommend it. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, it's
And
great.
add
Do
me.
it. Join us.
Okay.
The
Jay
free
just
one, the
found
free
me on
one is
Storygraph
easy.
recently.
Yes.
I used the free account for 10 years, and then suddenly I looked up one day and everybody had all this stats and data, and I said, where the hell are they getting all this? And I said, oh,
Yep.
you got to pay for that. So there's a free account, which is perfectly fine and will
Super good free account.
meet
Yeah.
most of your needs. And then you get greedy and you say, well, I have things that I want to share. I want to make comparisons.
Yeah,
I got to do
that's the one.
statistical stuff. So then you got to, it's an annual fee. I don't think it's too expensive.
It's not
but-
expensive at all. It's pretty good for what it is.
So we're all incentivizing you, and you should you should follow each other so that I can find you when I'm looking for somebody to put on a
Yep, that's the
podcast.
main thing. It's for podcast scheduling. That's what it's for. I agree.
Drop your handle in the chat.
Who has seen Mega Piranha? Let's find someone.
Somebody
No
out
one
there
it
has
turns
to
out.
have done that.
Nope.
Jeanette, how about you?
Yeah, same old, not much. I appreciate Lisa saying, yeah, back to my journey of being on everyone else's podcasts. That's kind of where I live. My blog over at jwardadventures.blogspot.com. I am, trying to keep that more up to date, trying to add on. I just watched Heads of State last night, so I'll put a little short review of that on. It was fun. Yeah, that kind of thing. But you may catch me on the Lambcast next Sunday for Superman, I believe.
Yes,
can
you
do it.
will. Yes,
Yeah,
you will.
so put me on for that. I believe our workshop is in the afternoon, so I should be okay. If anything changes, I'll let you know. But yeah, I'm just hanging out. I'm trying to bring more positivity into the world. I'm trying to avoid the negativity.
Oh,
Life is
damn,
rough.
and we put Jay right after you. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Ah.
More dinosaurs,
Uh.
more birds. The reason I'm into birds is because I'm into dinosaurs. Listen, it's a very easy 1 + 1 = 2 equation. So spring was a lot of birding expeditions. Summer's a lot of dancing. Hey, if you want to see what my belly dance troupe is up to, go over to tamarindbellydance.com. We've got a huge event coming up in August. If you're going to be in the Milwaukee area, please come by and see us. There you go.
That's all good. That's all good. Jay, what have you got?
I reckon Kentucky Fried Compsognathus would be delicious. So Deep Blue Sea, the podcast, is where you can find me mostly. We do Deep Blue Sea chapters every week or films that are similar to Deep Blue Sea. This week, provided Mark and I record it tomorrow, this week will be another episode on Jurassic World Rebirth, talking about the aquatic scenes, because there's a bunch. There's all the mosasaur and the raft stuff, so we love doing that. If we don't record that tomorrow, then this week will be Piranha, The Spawning with Heather Baxendale Walsh. And then next week will be Jurassic World Rebirth. Lisa will be on soon for Piranha 3DD. Jeanette will probably be on soon for Piranha Conda. We haven't scheduled that yet, but we will do soon. Yes,
Guys,
folks.
it's half piranha, half anaconda.
I
It's
can't.
great.
Piranha Conda.
He only just made me aware of it on our episode. I went, what? This is a thing? And I am petrified of snakes, but now I have to see this movie.
So yeah, look out for that soon. And then lifeversusfilm.com is my personal site where I have recently finished reviewing every episode of the first 2 seasons of Twin Peaks. Less reviewing, more reacting to in kind of a live tweeting in blog form. And I'm about to fill in some Spielberg blind spots and other David Lynch blind spots. So head over to lifeversusfilm.com to check that out. And also out now with Aaron and Abe this week, where I'm talking about this film again. Still.
You're just trying to get your fill of Jurassic film talk. I understand.
It's the busiest weekend of the year. I love it.
There you go. It's like Christmas for you. I understand.
It truly is. It's like the 4th of July or something.
Yes. Well, on my site, I'm struggling to keep up with all the stuff that I've seen. I cheated this week. I put up 4 video reviews of films that I've seen, and I still have 5 more films to catch up with. So you might be interested. They're all short video reviews, and there was a great presentation on Lady Hawk and the Hitcher by Robert Rodriguez, the director who presented those films here at the Paramount Theater.
Oh, wow.
And I recorded his comments. He introduced each of those films, and there's a SoundCloud recording on the website that you can listen to if you're interested in hearing what Robert Rodriguez had to say from his personal perspective. He worked with Rutger Hauer, and he had some stories to tell, and it's always great. He presents like 5 double features during the summer, and the first one I missed because we were traveling to New York, but this was the second one, and it was great. And we have another one that's coming, so it's all good. It's all good. A lot of things to talk about there. I'll catch up eventually. I'm still working on last week's show for the illustrated podcast. The Jaws show is taking a lot of energy. It's a busy week. It's the 4th of July here in the U.S., and we've got activities that are taking place. Plus, we had thunderstorms like you were talking about it before, Lisa. Our power didn't go out, but I thought we might float away a little bit.
I was going to say, are you guys okay? It's been
you guys got flooded.
Scary.
Yeah, we got a lot of water. Roads were closed. I was supposed to go see 2001 last night down at the Paramount, and the storm warning was such, it said no travel that is not essential is recommended. And I thought I could get halfway down there and the road could close, and I could be stuck for a way to get back, or I'd have to turn around. So I just skipped it, which I hated doing. Hopefully today everything is clear, because there's not been any rain for about 14 hours now, and we should be okay. I've got To Catch a Thief and the original Magnificent Seven on schedule for today. So we'll catch up with all those things. Like I said, just a busy time. Lots of stuff to do, but we'll get around to it sooner or later. Look, none of what I just said is good. So that's just the way that we're going to end the show. You hear that? Every day could be our last.
Could be a negative.
So thanks, everybody, for joining us, and we'll catch you next time on the Lambcast.
You've been listening to the Lambcast. If you have an idea for a show or would like to join us on the Lambcast, contact us at largeassmovieblogs.com.
Find us on Facebook, just search for Lambcast, or on X, formerly Twitter, at Lambcast. And you can find us on YouTube as well. The Lamb site can be found at largeassmovieblogs.com. We'd also love it if you would leave a review on iTunes.